I begin in Allah's name, the Beneficent, the Merciful. And all praise belongs to Allah for giving us this ability to recognize wrong from right. And that while we have propensities to take us away from Allah, إِنَّ النَّفْسَ لَأَمَّارَةٌ بِالسُّوءِ إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي. Yourself has this desire to deviate, has this desire to be oblivious, has this desire to be reckless, has this desire to be very self-centered in a negative way. إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي. Except by the mercy of Allah. What is the rahimah? Allah has given us consciousness. He has given us a fitrah. He has given us ruh. As you know, ruh and nafs are actually one entity. But one doesn't change, one is fixed. The other goes through evolutionary changes. Meaning evolutionary here, social evolution, personal evolution, what we call, we change for the better, inshallah. Nafs ammara, lawama, mutma'inna. Whereas the ruh remains intact. And Allah has made us intelligent, and Allah has given us sensors, 5 major ones, 6th one being our intuition. It's the collection of the 5 that brings about a unique realization that you put all the sensors together to conclude in a direction. I have a hunch, you see, I have an inclination. What is it? I don't know, it's a combination of many things. So Allah has enabled us and given us all these capacities, and He has enabled us to go astray, but He has also enabled us with tremendous strength to remain on the right path. When Allah reveres His chosen agents in the Quran, meaning prophets, imams, the very close companions of such prophets, great personalities who were not prophets, but they were protagonists in society. They brought great results in society. They fought for truth, though they were not prophets, though they were not imams. Allah mentions them in the Quran. Luqman is a good example. When Allah gives him hikmah, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةِ. We gave Luqman wisdom. Luqman was an African person, dark-skinned, black-skinned individual. But Allah honors him so much. Just like Allah honors the white, the brown, the yellow. But you notice that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honors people regardless of what nationality, what skin color, where they come from. For Allah has created all of them as in His mercy. لِتَعَارَفُوا يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. So we have created you, male, female, nations and tribes, so you know each other. And you find a person like Luqman, or you find a person in Asia, or a person in Middle East, you find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has endowed every human being with His gifts. And Luqman was endowed with wisdom, and we'll talk about that tonight. The advice of Luqman to his son, and that's what you and I should be studying. The foundation of all truths. How do we solve our problems? Yesterday I spoke about people who create trouble, people who are constantly stopping progress. Today we need to talk about how do we progress? How do we reach progression? How do we avoid these pitfalls? How do we dodge the bullet? How do we remain steadfast and not stop and slow our progress? For time is limited. Allah has graced us with all of this. He has given us limited free will. But He has also made us weak. Allah says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We have made mankind in a state of trepidation, constant. No matter how rich you are or how poor you are, how powerful you are or how weak you are, there's always a moment of trepidation. You don't know. That the mere fact that death looms, when Allah says, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ, every self shall taste death. And Allah says, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتِ. And no self knows on which land they will die. There's a sense of trepidation. What do we mean by trepidation? Uncertainty. There are times you don't feel safe. It's like you're in the ocean. You don't know if the ship will sink. You're in the car. You don't know if something will hit you. You're on the plane. You don't know if it will crash. There's always that period, that thought, that you can never guarantee total security. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We made mankind in that state. And why is that the case? And then when we go deeper into life, we live in a circle of probabilities, chance. There are roughly 8 billion human beings on earth with variant emotions. Some are happy, some are furious, and in between. There are those who are calm, and there are those who are agitated. Among our families, and among our friends and societies, and co-workers, and within our communities, people are modulating in those emotional states. And you don't know who you will cross. God forbid you're driving on the highway and you pass somebody who gets annoyed and now whips a gun out and shoots you because you annoyed him. It can happen. Road rage is very popular in the world. People kill each other for absurd reasons. So that world of probability where things can clash, where we don't know if I'm going to be the recipient of a stray bullet, or somebody was shooting somebody else, but it ricocheted and hit this person and this person died. There is that whole world of probabilities. And many of us are wondering, God, why did you make such a world? It's slippery. No matter how well I stand, I can feel the earth rumbling, or I feel the slipperiness or the slope, and it seems like I just cannot secure myself. Allah says, security is only with me. لا انفصام لها فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها. Look how Allah elegantly tells us, if you reject the demigods, the false innuendos, the distractions that take you away from Allah, فمن يكفر بالطاغوت. Taghut is anything, anyone other than Allah. ويؤمن بالله. And you hold on to your root cause of why you exist. And your root return to the one who created you. وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى. You're holding on to a rope tight. And Allah consoles me by saying, لَا انفصام لها, and it doesn't break. What a security when God tells me that you hold on to this rope and it won't break. You know, if you're hanging on a cliff, your greatest fear while hanging before being rescued is, will this rope break? Trepidation. But Allah says, I put sakina into your heart. وَالَّذِي أَنزَلَ السَّكِينَةَ فِي قُلُوبِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ لِيَزْدَادُوا إِيمَانًا مَعَ إِيمَانِهِمْ. And I increase their faith upon their faith. Iman is what? Security. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. We translate it as, oh you who believe. But the actual pragmatic approach to this sentence is, oh you who are secure. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu means, oh you who are secure. Security. Nothing more important in life, security. The net result of security, peace.